bring it up to me. Thank you.
Hello, hello. We are coming to you from Muppet Vision 3D. We're actually Muppet Vision 3D. But today we're going to be going through and taking a look at some of the different things that are found in the Muppets area of Disney's Hollywood Studios before they disappear forever. Forever? I do like all the eyeballs up here and how the one up there looks like Professor Honeydew. Hey, love pugs, how you doing today? We're gonna get copyright infringement. I just realized. All right, so let's start by taking a look at some little details that are found outside of the exit area here. We got things like Frankie's From Where We Make Your Special Events Specialer. More tucks for less bucks. I do like this one. The joke's on me, Fozzie Bear, your full-service funny bear. His punchlines are punchier. No joking, I need a job. Over here we got Gig Wanted. Music for all occasions, toe tapping, hand clapping, ears slapping tunes. This is the Dr. Keith and the Electric Mayhem. If you notice this dude right here, this is Clifford. Drawing a blank on his name. But he's from the Muppets Tonight Show, not the Muppet Show. That was the one that was in like the late 80s, early 90s. Then now appearing in our lobby at Ralph, the critics are howling music that makes you sit up and beg a rolling bone. No bones about it. 2 paws up, the Daily Barker, piano player. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to kind of do just a little bit of a walkthrough around this area. I point out a few of my favorite little details that are found in the area. And then, yeah, we're going to focus mainly on the Muppet stuff. We can talk a little bit about Mama Melrose here. Because Mama Melrose actually has a great storyline. Doesn't deal with the Muppets. But the storyline for Mama Melrose is that there was this lady who came from New York. She was from a very authentic Italian family, made amazing Italian food. She decided that she was going to come out here to Hollywood to become a movie star. But unfortunately, when she came out here, she just wasn't a very good actress. So she started to give people on movie sets her Italian food, and then next thing you knew, she became so popular that they decided to have it so she had her own restaurant here in the back lot of Disney's Hollywood Studios. So this is the old studio store, which is the Muppet store. You got lots of different little references still sitting around for the Muppets, but unfortunately the Muppets have not come back since prior to the lockdown in 2020. Got animals here. I don't know if you guys remember, but this used to all be painted a different shade to match with the Muppetness of everything else. They got rid of that when they started to do the Galaxy's expansion, or the Galaxy's Edge expansion of the park, mainly due to the fact that they weren't sure if different parts of Galaxy's Edge would be able to see things in here, so they just painted the whole thing gray, and then realized that you couldn't see it from Galaxy's Edge anyways. Hey, Megan. Kermit the Frog. Got another Dr. Bunsen honeydew up there. A lot of little Dr. Bunsen honeydews kind of hidden throughout the area. Coming up here. I also like the Gonzo over here. So the Stage One Company store at one point was a Muppet themed store. They still have a few of the things in there. We just can't get in there. It drives me crazy. I'm hoping somehow, some way, they open it up one more time before this area goes away. Because you can still see that there's all the different stuff on the top. If you look right here, this is going to be Kermit the Frog's director chair. All of the different rooms in there were themed around different Muppet movies. So the one that was on the far end was the Great Muppet Caper. They had the Happiness Hotel in there. This area was focused around the Muppet movie. So you had things like on this wall right over here, you've got the bus that they drive in at the end of the film. I also like how you can see the camera here, kind of zoom in. It's a 3D camera with the Muppet Vision glasses on there. And then the final room was the Muppet Babies. The Muppet Babies one. So they had pretty much every single Muppet film represented up until that point, except for the Muppets Take Manhattan, mainly due to the fact that the Muppets Take Manhattan was produced by a different company than the actual Henson company. That's actually why you can't find it on Disney Plus either, because even though it is a Muppet movie, it's not owned by the Henson company or the Disney company. It's owned by some like really random company. But because of that, that's also why it's not represented here in the store. So we had all the different things that could be found inside of the Muppet films up until 1991 when this area would have opened up. Okay. These people keep on trying every single door. It's closed. Hey Mitchell, how you doing? Let's talk a little bit about Pizza Rizzo's. We'll also go into Pizza Rizzo's and take a few little looks at some cool fun facts in there. So the first one we want to point out is going to be the tribute to what this used to be. So prior to this being Pizza Rizzo, this was Pizza Planet based off of Toy Story. So if you look right here, it says the best pizza on the planet, with pizza and planet being the two words that are mainly highlighted there. I also like how they have the tomato loading zone because it is a pizza place. Of course, when you have tomatoes. But this is sponsored by Heckler Crushed Tomatoes. And if you know anything about people like Fozzie Bear, people throw tomatoes at him when he's up there performing on stage. So if you look, we can find a bunch of different tomato splats up on the wall. You got the dough, we got the cheese. Okay. Let's see if we should go in this way. Yes, we can go this way. I'm going to say if the line is too long, we're not going to go this way. So one of my favorite little details that is found in this area is our first dollar here. And it's a IOU note from Pepe. It says, Rizzo, down to my last monies, so I took your first monies. IOU, Pepe. I think that's hilarious. Okay, but even though we don't have an entire room that is themed around Muppets Take Manhattan, we do have some nods from Muppets Take Manhattan up on the second floor. So let's go take a look at those ones. Alright, so before we get to those little details though, I'll take a look at some of this stuff right here. So one of the things I like is the Jimmy Dean show. So you can see Ralph the dog there. Ralph the dog, along with Jim Henson, actually got their start on the Jimmy Dean show. I know what you're thinking, like the Jimmy Dean frozen foods. Yes, same Jimmy Dean. He used to have a talk show back in the 1950s/60s. Don't quote me on the years. But this is an actual ad of the Jimmy Dean show. I do like how we do have the wrapped pizza there. We got the Mana choir. We also have the thing for Harry, Crazy Heroes, Harry's pyrotechnics, and it's burnt off, so you don't even have the phone number. Right, but in addition to some of this stuff, which I think this is pretty good, some of the details that are over here pay tribute to Muppets Take Manhattan. So if you remember in Muppets Take Manhattan, Kermit the Frog gets amnesia, and when he gets amnesia, he wakes up and he decides that his name is Phil because he sees a sign that says "Fill up, fill her up." So it says Rizzo's Deluxe Supreme Banquet Hall today. Somebody got married. Ready? Extra, extra. Somebody's getting married. Somebody's getting married. Somebody's getting married. That's the song from the end of the film. Join us for the wedding reception of Gil and Lil, who are two of the characters in the film, and Will and Jill, another two characters, son of Phil and Bill. Again, Phil being Kermit and Bill being another. featuring DJ Electric Mayhem playing the greatest wedding hits of all time. So in addition to these details, we also have a few more details that can be found over on the wall here. First off, if you remember, they used to have it so there was the streets of America used to have a little subway that you could go down to, but it wasn't really a subway. So you kind of go down. The subway sign is this sign right here. This is the actual sign that used to be on the streets of America. 18th Street Station, downtown in Brooklyn, WD, underpass to uptown in Queens. Now, there actually is no W and D that are on the same subway line anywhere in actual New York. The WD is a nod to Walt Disney. In addition to that, if you remember in Muppets Take Manhattan, we're not going to go too far into these because there's some people who are sitting right by it. But if you remember in Muppets Take Manhattan, they go to the restaurant with all the different pictures of the caricatures of different actors and stuff. We got those right here too. So we got the Electric Mayhem, Scooter, Fozzie, Pepe, Ralph, Gonzo, and we can't get any further because there's people sitting in front of the other ones. I hit the wrong side. Okay, we're going to do one or two more little fun facts in the area before we wrap this bad boy up today. First off, we all know the Miss Piggy fountain, but who remembers the original fountain that used to be here, which is still the same, but they used to also have Fozzie and Gonzo here too. Fozzie behind a director's camera and Gonzo was holding the slapstick, or maybe I'm confusing the two. Could be the other way around. So our final thing that we're going to point out here in this area is the clock up here. If you take a look at the clock, you can find Gonzo hanging down. This is actually a nod to the old silent film Safety Last, where Buster Keaton was climbing on a building and he started to fall, and the last thing he could grab onto was a clock and he was hanging there, and that's why Gonzo is black and white there. But we're going to be wrapping up this broadcast right here. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed our little walk around here of the Muppet area at Disney's Hollywood Studios. As always, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We'll see you once again tomorrow. Oh yeah.